All right, hello everyone. Typically, when I don't get a chance to record these things live, which is what I always prefer, I run these in double speed, but since this one was a pretty decent one, I'm just going to do it in normal. All right, so this is my first raid that doesn't have a name for the base, which I thought was kind of interesting. I looked it up on YouTube and found a couple of them that didn't have names, and they were both like modern looking bases, like full on steel all over the place, and um, so I didn't know if I was going to get one of those, but I at least looked at what I could do on those, and turns out that's not what I got. This is a different type of base that I'll show you in a second. But so there is some loot here in the truck that I would like to take home. Somebody told me in the comments that you can actually load this stuff up and leave your base, leave the base here, come back and still do the suicide trick, and it doesn't affect anything. So I was very curious about doing it until I saw this. So this is one of these types of bases where the base looks very unimpressive, but the guy's got ridiculous amounts of things like 200 engine parts. And so I already knew this was going to be one of those types of bases. There's a tripwire over there. These turrets aren't complete, but there is one up there that's complete. Um, I'm also kind of low on silenced guns right now, so I'm just bringing some melee to try to save on that. So anyways, once I see that this is kind of base, I don't really want to risk trying out that maneuver on this one. So uh, pretty much a full stack of gas. And steal that. And you cannot get the generator, which I was already pretty much aware of from watching. I think Star Snipe was trying to do stuff like that. So siphon that off and grab that. And so yeah, I decided not to risk doing that maneuver. Put the coal in there just in case I forget. And it's time to take a walk around here. A little bit of metal there in the middle. Dog crate. And I believe that's a generator that's being worked on over there. So I'm thinking that the best thing to do is to come in next to this turret. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's the first time for me killing a turret like this, so I wasn't quite sure how that would work, but works good. And since the spikes are broken right next to it, this seems to be the best spot to go in. So I'm going to go ahead and get some C4, and I'll be popping there. I am concerned about that tripwire, so you'll see me doing something about that. All right. So bombs away. And I'm running far down into this corner because I don't want anybody walking into that tripwire. I'm not 100% sure if they would actually slip into it with those spikes there, but I didn't want to take any chances. And then as I run over here and I'm burning through my melee weapons that I also don't want to lose, I'm like, oh yeah, duh, this place has got spikes. So suddenly Suddenly I realize that I'm screwing this up and go ahead and use the spikes. And good enough. All right, so let's see what this guy's got. So just like all these other ATVs with 200 engine parts, there's just a single layer of stone wall, and everything's just right there. I mean, this one's not as egregious as most, but so the gunsmith bench. So this guy has what appears to be a little steel room. There's a whopping 4 small boxes and 2 trunks. And these don't make noise, the weapon stands, so you can pop those and just take it even though there's not a lot of weapons on there. So a VSS and another katana. And I'm just kind of double checking everything. All right, 2 circuits, gas, copper, and a bunch of trinkets for the specialists there. So notebooks and chevrons, dog tags. Pretty good loot right there. And at this point, I'm deciding to just keep my gun handy. I don't mind burning through some gun. Full set of SWAT armor, some more gas, and some yellow tickets. And now I'm thinking about this metal room. So it says that it's got an axe on here, and I thought it was always the dynamite symbol when you had a metal wall. But I don't know if they changed something, or I just am not aware of the fact that it was always like that. I was pretty sure it was always dynamite. But yeah, this thing is all lock solid and steel here, no getting in. I want to say that there was the ability to open chests through walls not that long ago. That would have been pretty cool if I could have done that. So I'm going to go ahead and take on these small boxes. Pop this one. And here's a wave. So I'm going to come out and get them away from the tripwire. And I'm going to go ahead and hit auto on these guys. A little machine gun action. So at that point I was still a little concerned about the tripwire. That's why I kept them away from the spikes. So another Zulu card and some phones. I've got, I think I had like 7 or 8 of them at the time. 50 yellow tickets, and I definitely don't need any more, but I feel bad because there was one raid I did where I had a stack of 20 and I completely didn't see it. I'd like to have at least a stack of 20 of those, and so I'm going to go ahead and take those when I come back. But this is me just expecting another wave and not seeing it. And another set of SWAT armor, gas, a Glock, and the Skull Crusher, or I'm sorry, a Saw Blade Mace. So, I mean, this is a pretty great raid as far as they go for me lately. I mean, this is really good. What I really would like in a raid, this is what I'm taking back. I'm doing the suicide trick here. So the circuits, the notebooks, and the dog tags. The dog tags are now the personal effects, like they're worth the 2 points instead of the 1. So that's like a pretty much going to give me a floppy with all the stuff I got here. But yeah, what I like what I'd like to find in a raid at this point are, you know, huge gun jackpots and stacks of magazines. And this isn't one of those, but it's still got really good loot. All in all, I mean, any kind of time you get a floppy or the equivalent, that's a great raid. And I'm just putting that gas away that I forgot, and I'm ready to go back. I don't need to bring anything, any weapons, any food, any armor. So time to max out here on what I can bring back. That armor's toast. Nothing in there really. Double checking his chopper. Trying to be thorough. And yeah, the ATV is on the ground too, as well as the turrets. All this stuff's on the ground, not built on floors, so one of those bases. Taking the yellow tickets, taking the katanas. Grab the VSS, the copper, the aluminum, the bandages, and take that for now. And now I gotta start getting a little choosy here. One little gas isn't worth bothering with. 50 stack of yellow tickets over some coal. And that Zulu card. Totally worthless, but I still want it. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I've never killed the big one. I've always just thought it was a huge waste of precious guns. But I like so can't find bones, and thankfully I don't need them. I haven't got a mod for a bone mod yet, but I'm like damn near wanting to just go kill them. I've killed the Ravager 3 times, the Witch 2 or 3 times, and the Blind one like 5 or 6 times since the update, and no bones. Can't seem to get them. So I'm just double checking, going through all this stuff. And grab the coal, grab the jerky. I'm thinking about those tickets, but nah. Green tickets are just too easy to get. I'll take that Zulu card, and I think the phone's here. Yep. And that's pretty much loaded up on everything. Last thing to do is to pop this. And maybe there's some steel in there, maybe there's nothing. I'm just getting ready in case I get cornered in here. And 1 iron plate's not worth taking. And I was about to run off the map here, but then I'm like, let me do one more time looking around here, make sure I'm not forgetting something. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just making sure I didn't, oh, I forgot about that. Since I have plenty of time and noise left, so. Um, and I'm not seeing much of anything. I think I'm just going to walk over to the witch's head. And away with you. So that's about it. It's kind of too bad on this auto gun glitch. I'm not really able to take much advantage of it because I just don't have any more guns. So if I was like, doing a gun purge, that'd be the perfect time, doing hard mode and purging guns, but I've just got nothing. I'm just desperately trying to save my guns at this point. So VSS, all the stuff I need for a floppy, the circuits, Zulu card, 2 full sets of SWAT armor, a bunch of melee weapons, and a couple guns, the VSS and the Glock. So let's see what it takes to make you guys happy. Whoa, less than 20. So that was quite a great raid to be under 20 bauxite. I think it helps, of course, that the things I had in the chopper. If those things were not in my chopper, this would have been an expensive raid. So, like I've been doing, I'm really overindulging these guys, and I'm going to see if this pattern continues. I still don't know for sure about this, but if it's working, I'm just going to keep with it. So, there you go. And I'll call my next wave, my next round here. There you are. And I think that's about it. I don't have any, I don't really have a lot of new mods to show off or anything. I've gotten a few. I got the steel handle for the, Skull Crusher in my last farm run. I'll tell you that my second farm run, the magazine I got, which the main reason why I want to go do the farm so bad is the magazines. I mean, that's a big thing. The mods obviously are the second big thing, and then getting a couple puppies is pretty big as well. That's kind of what's worth the cost, is getting those 3 items. On my second run, though, I got a magazine that I didn't recognize right away, and I'm like, oh, what's that one? And I try clicking on it to learn it, and it won't let me learn it. And I'm like, oh man, this is the bunker one, or not the bunker, the raid one. And I'm like, no, I already maxed out raid. So every time I get one of these raid magazines, it's just going to be like a major bummer. Like, so, oh well, eventually I'll have a stack of those, and maybe I'll put them in a sacrificial chest or something for somebody that might raid me later on down the road, assuming that ever happens. But all right, guys, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.